What's going on, everybody? Welcome to Puck Nation. I'm Mimo. That's Yanni. That's Mike. Boys, what's up? What's going on?
What's up?
What is up,
You
everybody?
guys good? Been watching?
Doing good.
We got some nice weather finally.
Yeah,
Guys.
no
After 15 years of 15 years, Jesus, 15
pretty
days
much.
of rain.
Pretty much 15
Yeah.
years. At
Well,
that
no, we got
point.
today as a sun, right? And then we're getting another 8 days of rain, right?
Yep.
Way to go!
Dude.
Way to go!
Love it.
I love
Didn't like the what is it?
Climate
the
change.
The king of England came down or something to Canada for the first time in like 50 something years. He brought the fucking rain with him.
Yeah,
Dude.
well,
I like the furthest thought of my mind of this king guy. He's like further than that. I couldn't give a shit who what. I don't. What do I care? I don't care, man.
Royalty, guys. Royalty.
Is he a hockey guy?
no.
Then I
You know
couldn't
what?
care
We
less.
should have him on the podcast and find out.
I couldn't care less.
Imagine.
Time to introduce our new guest.
Yeah.
The
Oh, you know
king.
what? We should have him for. Oh, by the way, guys, it's our second anniversary. It's our second year anniversary.
Year
man.
2.
Oh
Already
boy.
2 years, guys. 2 years. I want to thank everybody, man. All our friends, all our guests, our followers, our subscribers, our sponsors who stuck it out with us, right? The guys
Yep.
from Red
Let's go.
One, Yanni, give them a little shout. Guys from Red One, my dear friends over at Red One, there they are. All your
Woo.
podcast needs, all your musical needs, everything you need. If you want to throw a party, they have rentals, they have lights, they have you name it, they got it. They're at 2069 Chartier Indoor Valley. Give them a shout at 514-225-2226. You let them know that Puck Nation sent you. Go see my dear friends Sergio, Tommy, and James. They'll help you out, man. 2 years, guys. 2 years.
Where's the birthday cake?
Fuck, huh?
Mike, I'm fat enough. I don't need no
Well,
birthday cake. Let me
Yeah,
look.
does they say the terrible twos? right?
Terrible.
Is that what it is?
Yeah,
Terrible
but
twos?
luckily our terrible twos are starting off with I think it's gonna be a big bang soon.
It is gonna be a big bang.
So
Yeah.
let's
So,
see what happens.
guys,
It's exciting.
yeah, really. We've watched some hockey. I know I've had some time to chill, to calm down a little
You
bit. 'Cause-
digested it.
Well, you know what, Yanni?
Yeah.
Today, look, I even have it written down here. I want to apologize. I want to apologize
Oh
to
boy.
everybody. First of all, I want to
in
apologize.
big letters. He wrote
Yeah.
apologize.
I want to apologize to our fans, to our viewers, because I lost my shit again last week, and I was started swearing like a sailor, and I hate when I do that. It's just they get me so upset, and you know what I mean by they. I'm not even gonna say their names. And I was freaking out. I watched the episode this week. I'm like, Jesus, Mimo, you got to stop that shit. So anyway, yeah, I apologize to our fans, our viewers, our subscribers, everybody, because I lost my shit. I just lost my shit, and I'm sorry. What am I going to tell you? I'm sorry. I have more heart than Mitch Marner. What can I tell you?
There it is.
Okay, so I want to apologize first and foremost, Mike, because you're an Edmonton Oilers fan. I'm going to apologize to Stuart Skinner.
Wow.
I'm going to apologize to Skinner because after the first 2 games in Vegas, I'm like, here we go again. He's going to start laying eggs. They suck. You need a goalie. Remember, Mike,
Yeah,
I
yeah,
told you that? And man, did he shut me up. But listen to this. He's got 3 shutouts.
Yeah.
Right? And he got hammered the other 3 games. So this guy's perfect or he's garbage.
Yeah.
He's either a mink or a monk. Right?
That's it.
Like, dude.
From
but
the
last night-
penthouse to the outhouse.
Yeah,
Yeah.
but he let in a goal last game, right?
Yeah.
And tonight we don't know yet. The game hasn't started yet. But Mike, I'm going to ask you again for the 10th time. Is he going to take you to the promised land? This guy. Let's say you meet Florida.
Look, it depends which Skinner you're getting. You get
The mink.
You get Dr. Jekyll and Mr. Hyde.
Yeah,
You know what I
it's
mean?
crazy,
It's
dude.
it's crazy. You never
Dude,
know
he had to
which
get
guy you're
3
getting.
shutouts, or he lets in like a flood.
Look, he got the game
crazy.
7 of the final last year. They got within 1 goal.
Yeah.
Say what you want.
No, you're
So
right.
really, what is he at the end of it all? What does he have to do? He has to be one goal better.
You're
One
right.
goal better.
You're right, bro. You're right.
So
I don't know. I was hoping to see Soupy come out of retirement.
No,
well,
that-
I know you did you hear? Well, so Pickard is back now. He's coming back, and Ekholm is back. That's
Ekholm
big.
was skating, and Ekholm apparently
That's
he
a
can
big piece.
play.
That's a
Dude,
big piece.
that's a game changer. If he's back, that changes the whole
Okay,
dynamic.
so here you go, Mike.
Yeah.
So he goes in, who goes out? Or are you going to play 11-7? If they play 11-7, nobody goes out, right?
Yeah.
They just take out a forward.
It's a hard
Who-
discussion.
Who goes out?
I don't know. I mean,
Kulak's playing
You know what,
great, man.
Kulak's? I would have went to Kulak, but he's
Yeah.
playing well.
Kulak's playing great.
So
man.
I mean, Bouchard
what's
is
the other guy?
playing
There was a
well.
little kid with a
You
pitch.
owe Bouchard an apology, by the way.
I'm going to apologize to everybody. Exactly.
But yeah,
Stetcher, he's playing
Stetcher's
great,
playing
man.
good. Even Darnell Nurse is playing
Yes.
okay.
Darnell
You know
Nurse.
what I mean? Okay.
Bouchard's playing like friggin' Bobby Orr.
But you
man.
can't. You're not going to bench a $9 million guy. So at the end of the
How clean was it? Did you find it clean?
no,
He should be out.
I know.
There's your guy that's supposed to be out.
Yeah, but no, but look, if Ekholm comes in, he's pairing with Bouchard right away.
Yeah.
So if that's that's your top pair.
You think?
Yeah, 100%.
They're not gonna one to it.
Hmm?
They're not gonna
No,
one guy,
man,
one line
because that allows Bouchard to be
do his
freewheeling.
shtick. Yeah.
So I mean, to me, it's if he comes in, game changer. Game
Now,
changer.
The thing is, do you wait until they lose?
Well, yeah.
I wouldn't touch it until you guys lose.
No.
again.
Don't fix it if it ain't broke, man.
No, I know, but you
Exactly.
can't just keep him on the bench
No,
the
no.
whole time.
You give
either.
him some rest.
Yeah.
Let him rest.
Let him
He's
ease
an
in.
older guy.
Let him ease in.
Yeah.
You're talking about Ekholm, man.
Yeah.
Yeah. No. There's no point. There's no point. Apparently he can play. He got the okay.
Look,
But don't fix if it ain't
the
broke.
way I
Don't
see
change
it,
it.
if things keep going good, if they knock out Dallas, Ekholm will come in for the final.
100%.
100%.
But not right now.
I don't see why now.
But you know what? Ekholm's toughness will be needed in the Florida series.
100%.
You-
Okay, you know
yes.
what? I'm glad you mentioned.
And
it.
I know I'm assuming a lot.
No.
But just saying.
You're
But
not
yeah.
Mike,
Toughness,
look, from the
toughness.
looks of it. But I'm gonna say something. Now that you mentioned the Florida Panthers, okay? You know me, I watch every minute of every game. Guys, again, last night they could close out the Carolina Hurricanes, and let's not pussyfoot around anything. The Carolina Hurricanes are a very, very, very light team. They don't play heavy. They don't play
No.
big. They have that
They're-
analytics guy upstairs. I forget his name right now. It's not coming to me. And it's all about getting shots on net.
Systems. It's all systems.
Yeah, systems is shots on net. I get it.
Seeing that guy, would you ever think he's a GM?
No. He
He
looks
looks
like
like a
he works at Harvey's.
scientist or
Yeah, I
something.
know.
Yeah,
bro.
he works like he works at Harvey's. But okay, they're not very heavy. But my point is this: the Florida Panthers last night laid an egg again in Game 4, like they did against the Leafs in Game 6.
Right.
So I'm starting to see something here. They go as Bobrovsky goes.
100%.
Yep.
It's his team, dude.
He's the anchor.
Look, I'm not going to deny they're a tough team. My God, they're a tough team. They get under your skin. You see Matthew Tkachuk and what he did to, what's his name?
Yeah.
When he starts pointing at his head. Aho. Now, between you and me, again, maybe I'm old school. The Carolina Hurricanes, nobody did nothing.
No,
He
who
literally-
can do anything.
For 30 seconds, Mike, he chased them around the ice, basically mugged his wallet,
Yeah, but
threw him on the ground. Nobody did
I
nothing.
mean, well, look at the
They're
Panthers.
bullies, guys.
Who's
They're
going to do
bullies.
anything to them? Carolina doesn't have
Okay,
a guy that
okay,
can do
Mike.
anything to them.
Okay.
Even Brett Burns would run from this
Okay,
guy.
let me ask
You
you
know what I
something.
mean?
Okay? Let me
Like-
ask you something, okay? When I was growing up, big, small, it didn't matter. If one of my guys especially if I'm on the ice, one of my guys gets jumped or gets hurt, whatever, even if I take a beating, and I've taken my beatings, God knows I've taken my beatings. I do it.
Hmm.
I do it. You have to show the other team that you're not going to get stepped on. You have to.
Yeah, I
Mike.
know. Well,
You
look,
have to. What
the-
they did to Aho was it was stupid.
I know.
But
Look, the
they've been
one,
doing that every series.
Exactly.
shout out to the guy we've had on the podcast, Logan Stankoven.
Oh
Yes.
my
What a
God.
goal,
He's
huh?
been
Did you see that goal last
My
night?
boy.
he's been their best. He's been Carolina's best player.
Again, little guy.
100%.
Again, little guy. Without a doubt. Without a
He's
doubt.
their best player.
Listen, even Rod Brendamore called him out, called everybody out. They're like, listen, guys, our rookies can't be our number one guys.
Yeah.
It can't be Jordan Stahl being number one. Dude, Jordan Stahl is 100. You know what I mean? It can't be that Jordan Stahl is your number one guy.
But Jordan Stahl still brings the
what,
playoff
what
game.
what a hockey
You
player,
need
man.
that. You need it. And you remember we were talking about how you would take 100 Gallaghers,
Of
100
course. Yanni.
Garlands,
Of
100.
course. The heart, you need that.
This is what I mean when I said Logan Stankoven.
Yes, he's one
was
of
a
them.
big piece, dude. He is a big piece.
Listen,
As
there's a
much-
reason they wanted him.
Yeah,
There's a reason they
There's a
wanted
reason
him.
they gave Rantanen for him too.
Well,
right?
they didn't
Well,
give him. The guy
no.
wanted out. He
I
wasn't staying.
understand, but
Yeah.
you got it. It's not like they got nothing for it.
They
No,
got a
no,
good
you got
return.
Logan Stankoven.
A very good return.
Very good. Anyway, so do you agree about Florida? What I said, that they go as Bob goes?
I do,
Yeah.
but you have to. I agree, but they're a powerhouse. I mean, they really.
I'm
are.
not denying that,
They,
Mike, but I'm just saying on the
they're
ice,
so deep.
it's
you know?
like if
So-
Bob lets in, let's not joke around. Logan's goal last night was
What a
that's
goal.
an NHL caliber shot, dude.
Yeah.
Over the shoulder, top cheese upstairs.
Yeah.
What a shot, man!
Yeah, for sure.
But
it
Not
was
many goalies in the league
impressive.
can stop
Very
that, you know what I mean?
impressive.
But
Yeah.
guys, the NHL, like I'm not gonna say the hockey gods owed him one, dude. How many times did he miss?
He missed like 3-4
He-
open
like-
nets. Yeah.
over the last few games. Like he had a lot of chances.
See, as I'm watching this game last night, I got a little bit more angry, but then I'm like, you know what? It's been 10 days. Relax. Because in my mind, we had him. The Leafs had him.
Well,
We were up, Mike. We were up 2-0, and we were up 3-1 with 13 minutes left. in the
Yeah,
game.
You
know,
guys had them on
had
the
him.
ropes.
you had him
we
on
had
the
him.
ropes.
We had him. Okay, we had him. And say what you want. They didn't.
You let up.
You know what
Couldn't do
the scary thing is? whether Florida wins the cup again or not, what's to stop them from making the finals again next year?
Nothing.
Like, you know what I mean?
The only thing is, and I'm going to tell you what I think it is. It's going to be 3 years in a row. So if they come again next year, it'll be 4 years. Dude, that's like playing an extra season more than everyone else.
I know.
And that, my friend,
But
on the body.
They show no signs of slowing down.
Well, listen, tonight, Mikola's not playing, right? It's tonight? No, you guys are tonight.
Yeah, Edmonton.
Yeah, it's tomorrow. Mikola's not playing. Reinhardt is busted. He got that shot, the knee there, whatever, the low hit.
There's been a lot of injuries.
I just like, they're so deep that even if they lose a guy or two in the free agency, they'll just replace him and go again.
Yeah. We're going to get to free agency.
You know what I mean?
After.
So, yeah.
It's crazy.
We're going to get to free agency.
They're just so stacked that it kind of doesn't matter.
Think about it. They lost Montour.
Yeah.
Montour was
they lost
such
Montour. They lost
huge,
Ekman Larson.
Yeah, but he was such a huge piece.
Dude,
on
that guy's a
defensive
beast.
core.
Yeah, and then they said, well, we'll just bring in Seth Jones.
Yeah, okay,
You know what?
Again, who's
Quiet.
the idiot? Who's the idiot that thought that Seth Jones was finished?
Well,
I didn't.
apparently,
he was still playing great.
I saw on Twitter that apparently he was a little bit of a cancer in the room.
Well,
Because-
he fits in on that team.
You know what it is? You know what it is? You know what it is? I'll tell you what it is. When you're in that losing culture, and Chicago's garbage, say what you want,
and you're not a loser.
and you like all you want to do is win, but you see upstairs.
Well, you're surrounded by incompetence.
Exactly, you're surrounded by incompetence. The play on the look, you see it even in Connor Bedard, man.
Yeah.
The kid is like, what am I doing here? Like, what the hell? What am I doing here?
Yeah.
I feel like he just doesn't want to ruin his name. The poor guy.
The poor kid. I mean,
Yeah.
look, maybe he's not generational like everybody thought, or maybe he's not generational there. Watch this kid get moved. I'm just saying, I'm just talking out of my ass right now. If this kid gets moved and he shows everybody like, here, this is the Connor Bedard that I am. You know what I
Gets
mean?
moved to Edmonton.
You know what I'm saying?
The Connor show, the replacement.
Okay.
Yeah.
So anyway, I want to apologize to him. I want to apologize to you. Now I want to apologize to Evan Bouchard because him too. I'm like, this guy's such a liability. He lets in so, but he's playing like he's freaking Bobby Orr.
He
man.
still does though.
And his slap shot's vicious, man.
It's like Al McInnes all over again.
Yeah. And you know what? In an era where slap shots are not as popular anymore,
Nobody does it anymore.
but he does.
Mike, you know what?
You know what I mean?
Mike, it's funny you mentioned that. Somebody told me a couple of years ago. They said go on YouTube and try to find Phil Kessel slap shot.
I don't think he ever took a slap
I don't
shot.
think
No.
there is none.
No, never.
Isn't that weird?
Yeah.
I don't know if it's true.
Yeah, it's
I didn't
true.
bother checking, but somebody told me they're like, go make a search on YouTube and put,
He had a
Phil
good
Ke-
wrister. You don't
Are
need
you
that
kidding?
slapper.
Bouchard's
incredible.
averaging like 98, 99 miles an hour on every shot.
That's
It's
crazy.
crazy.
That's
He's probably
crazy.
clocking in over 100 quite a bit.
And another
know?
guy, Mike, I'm not going to apologize to him, but I'm going to say, you know what? I'm going to give him his kudos. Ryan Nugent Hopkins
Yes,
has been playing like a champion.
he is. I want to comment on this. Like
Go
straight
ahead,
up,
brother.
like I feel like this guy's been the subject of every trade rumor.
Yes.
He's been the
For the
subject.
Well,
last
you know why?
14 years.
Yeah.
You know why, though, Mike? Because he's the only guy that's up for grabs.
Yeah,
right?
I know.
I mean, what are you going to do? You're not going to trade Draisaitl. You're
Yeah.
not going to trade Connor.
Yeah.
Who's next?
Yeah.
Him.
But you know what, dude? The way he's playing, if I'm Edmonton, lock him up for
Dude,
another
the
5-6 years.
Apparently, the Bruins have been chasing him for years.
He's clutch. He's
Yeah.
super clutch. He goes into the boards, gets cracked, goes in the back,
Yeah.
comes back to the bench.
Dude, you see the hit he
He's
got?
yeah, and he came right back.
Came right back.
And he's in on what do you have? 3 assists the other night,
Yeah, 3 assists.
dude. Like the guy is really good. You know what I mean? Like way better than people give him credit for. Way better.
Zach Hyman, another 2 goals.
Yeah.
Zach Hyman has more goals in the last 23 games that he's played
Mm-hmm.
than Marner, Matthews, and Willie put together. You know that?
That's pretty sad.
And he was on their team.
Yeah, and they had to get rid of. We had
Yeah.
no money. Wait, when you give 3 guys your money, you have no money.
I know, but isn't it funny? Like who would have
Yes.
guessed
Yeah.
that he would have outdone all those guys?
Him. He would have guessed. He
Yeah.
gambled on himself. He's like, you know what? Get me out of here.
Yeah.
You know what? Anyway, whatever. I
It's
wanted to apologize
sad.
to.
It's sad the amount of clutch guys you guys have gotten rid of, though. If you
Oh,
think about
please,
it,
please. Yeah,
the
I
Verhaeghes,
was counting with him.
Yeah.
Marchment and Dallas, Verhaeghe, you name it.
Insane.
Yeah.
It's just nuts. Connor Brown.
Connor
He's
Brown.
out, eh? He's out.
Yeah, I know.
Concussion. Did you see that?
Yeah.
Nothing. Not even a hey. Not even hey, bad boy. Nothing.
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 honestly the most disappointing thing about the series. It was not Montreal. All the series. It wasn't Montreal getting eliminated. It's how sad the ref is.
Yes,
this year.
the officiating has been garbage this year.
Yeah.
And I'm not saying for the Montreal game.
No.
I'm saying
No,
all
because
of the playoff games are terrible.
I'm on every what do you call it? Social media bullshit there, whatever, with all the sports, and they all say the same thing. They all say the same thing.
Pathetic.
The officiating, and it's sad because they don't answer to nobody.
No.
It's really sad.
And they don't let them police each other, police themselves
Well, that
either.
they're not allowed anymore.
There's
so.
like no fighting. I don't
You're
know if you
not
guys have
allowed.
realized.
Playoffs,
I can
Yanni,
count the amount
playoffs.
of fights there was this year.
In the playoffs, you're not allowed. Listen, again, I'm going to say it again. I'm old school. I believe in that. I believe in policing yourselves. You know what I mean? I mean, don't go there and start swinging sticks to people. That's not what I mean. But like I'm telling you, in my day,
Next
We're,
game,
we're
bro,
back
they're
to the
swinging.
we're swinging back to the instigator rule all over again.
it's always
right?
that. But
Yeah.
I'm telling you, Mike, you do that shit that they pulled on Aho last game. No, you pay for it. In my day, you pay for it. Everybody comes in. You're like,
But certain
crazy.
teams are just soft.
And that's what I'm
Carolina's
saying.
soft.
They're soft. Do you think they have a chance?
No, I don't.
Even if they win tomorrow night?
I don't. They're out. Look, they got to win. Awesome. At least they didn't get swept.
Yeah.
But they're outclassed.
Okay, so that
They're
brings
outclassed.
that brings me to my next apology, Freddie Anderson, because last night he played phenomenal.
Yeah.
And I have to say, listen, I've been shitting on this guy for what now, Mike? 10 years?
At least.
Huh?
I can't wait for him to apologize for some other players.
Well,
I don't know if he's gonna do it today.
Well,
But
listen,
it
the ones
would
I
be
remember
nice.
today, so I apologize to Skinner, to Bouchard, to
The list goes on.
yeah,
and on.
everybody. Dude, I've been shitting on
All
everybody.
the Leafs.
Freddie. No, now you know what? I'm gonna apologize, and you guys are gonna flip the table. Listen, I've been really, 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 really hard on Mitch Marner. Yes or no?
Oh my God,
Oh, no.
guys,
Hold
what
on.
is going on?
Cut the
No, but
feed.
hear
Cut
me
the
out.
feed.
Hear
Cut
me
it.
out. Hear me out. Hear me out. I am not gonna apologize,
Bro, did you
because
get
I
like
said
a lawsuit?
We're gonna put that
What's
link.
going on?
took the
We'll be
vaccine.
back in 2 seconds.
I took the vaccine. Like,
Yeah.
I took the vaccine. That's what it is. I took AstraZeneca, whatever the fuck it's called. Anyway, this is what I mean. Okay, I'm not gonna apologize for when I say that he played like a little, wimp, because he did. Right? I'm not gonna apologize for saying, "Look, dude, you can't go to the bench and say wake the fuck up," and you don't have a bead of sweat going down your forehead. I won't apologize for saying those things. Those things are all true. I'm not gonna apologize to saying that you suck because you have 1 goal in 20 games. I won't do that. But this is what I will apologize for. Okay, because I was shitting on him. Get him out. He should have took the trade. Mitch Marner had a 7-year deal. Do we agree on that?
Yeah.
Right? Okay. The no trade clause only kicked in the last 2 seasons.
Yeah.
We all know that, correct?
Mhm.
Now, Shanahan, I don't know what the hell you shit for brains, I guess. Okay.
No apology to Shanahan.
No, because
No
he
apology.
doesn't deserve one.
Yeah.
Because I'll tell you something, Mike, because he had 5 years to trade him.
Yeah.
Now, if it doesn't work once, and it doesn't work twice, and it doesn't work 3 times, and it doesn't work 4 times, and it doesn't work 5 times,
You gotta try again.
change what it is that's not working, correct?
Right.
So you
Try
had
again.
5 years. No, but you waited till his no trade move kicked in. And now we all bitch, starting with me. That's why I'm going to apologize. And I'm like, oh, well, he's not taking the no trade clause. I'm going to ask everybody that's an athlete on the planet, okay? If your wife was home 8 months pregnant, waiting for your baby, okay? And your GM comes up to you and says, listen, we want to move you. And you're thinking,
You're out of your fucking mind.
thank you very much.
Mm.
That's why I say I'm sorry, because I'm like, oh, you should have took the trade, asshole. He's being selfish, whatever. Because I was hot and I was.
Unless it's Quebec hospitals, then you can get traded somewhere where they have real health care. But that's
yeah,
another.
but that's another
discussion.
That's another discussion.
Yeah.
And you'll get treated there before you even fucking get there. But
Yeah,
whatever,
yeah.
But
But yeah,
who on the planet would have taken that move? Who? Nobody.
Mm.
Nobody.
Mm.
Nobody on earth. No athlete on earth would have, a month before his wife is about to give birth, say, you know what? Okay, let me go to Columbus. Let me go to Carolina. Let me go to wherever, Vegas, whatever.
Buffalo.
Wherever. Nobody would have done that.
does anyone really want to even give birth in Buffalo?
Dude, Buffalo doesn't want to be in Buffalo.
I don't know.
So
I'm just trying to be funny.
So, that's where I said, you know what, I think I was a little bit hard on him. Again, I'm not going to say that all the other stuff, like he still plays like a little wimp,
Yeah.
and he hasn't thrown a body check in 10 years, but whatever. No one's counting that. I'm talking about why he didn't go. And everybody's upset, including myself. I was saying, oh, but he's going to walk. We're not going to get nothing. It's Shanahan's fault.
Mm.
It's Shanahan's fault.
Yeah, you should have moved him sooner.
He should have moved him 5 years ago.
Blame the Shana plan.
Yeah, Shana plan. The Garba plan. Yeah, that's what it was. Get out of here. Okay, and now wait. This is where, Mike, careful, because I might flip this computer. Okay,
No, don't do it.
they were talking today about running it back again.
With no Shanahan.
The same crew.
Yeah, because okay, this is the excuses. Okay, Mike, this is the excuse. Okay,
There
This
is
is the
no
excuse.
excuse.
where are you going to get 200 points?
It doesn't matter.
Thank you.
Matthew
what I said.
Nice.
200 points. Yeah, okay. What is he? Is Jean Beliveau reincarnated?
You know what? It's not about 200 points.
No, it's not. You're right.
It's like, honestly, that's
see,
that's a red herring.
This is my point. And
you know what? Stop winning your games 5-4. Win them 2-1.
Yes.
That's how you get rid of to make the difference.
Yes, exactly.
There's the answer
There's
to
the answer.
to those people.
See, Mike,
You know what I mean?
You're absolutely right.
this is my thing, okay? And I hate this because it's always, I mean, you're always talking Leafs. Yeah, because they're always in the news, okay? This is my thing.
For the bad reasons.
Of course, it's for the bad reasons. Hasn't been a good reason since '67, but whatever. What was I saying? What was my train of thought? Now, this is what if you're gonna go for change, then there has to be change.
Yep.
Right? Because if you bring this all back, nothing changes in the room. Zero. You change the coach, you change the goalie, you changed your socks, you changed the table, but on the ice, it's still the same guys. And even in the room, the message is always the same. So nothing changes.
No, and it's the same. You're asking for different results from guys that have a certain set of skills.
Exactly.
Like, it's not happening.
It's all the same. Don't you see that these four guys, it doesn't work. You need beef. You need sandpaper. You need guts. You need balls.
I want to comment on these 100-point guys comments.
go ahead.
Okay. That's such bullshit.
Why do you say that?
Okay, well, like I said, first of all, how many of Marner's points, even dare I say Matthews, and I know that they're talented players. I know. I'm not
You
saying
can't
they're
deny
not,
that. Yes.
but they're not. They're the kind of guys that get a hat trick when you're already up 3 goals. They're the kind of guys.
Well, I wouldn't say that about
empty net
Matthews.
goals.
I wouldn't say
What?
that about Matthews.
2 empty net goals, right?
No, but you know what I mean? It's like, that's what I'm trying to say. Like, they get points when you've already. They're not the guys that when you're down 3-2 make it 4-3.
I don't know if
They're
I
not
agree with
that.
I don't
And you
if I
know
agree
what?
with
Like,
that.
well, but it's all part of the clutch thing. Like, at the end of the day, if I'm down 3-2 and I want to have a chance to come back and come, the first 2 players in my mind to do it are not those 2.
No,
They're others.
They're not. And you know what?
You know?
It's not because I'm being mean. It's because you've had 9 years to do it,
Yeah.
and you haven't done it.
So I'd
Hence
rather
the change.
I'd rather put my, in a situation like that, I'm gonna put my fucking money behind a Nathan McKinnon. I'm gonna put my money behind a Connor McDavid. I'm gonna put my money behind guys like that. I'm gonna
Yes,
like
guys that done it.
guys like Rantanen,
guys that have
guys
done
that
it.
do it, guys like the Florida guys. Like, these are the guys that are gonna get angry, rally, and say, if they're down, we're gonna make the difference.
Yeah.
These guys in the Leafs,
They're
they
not.
get 100 points, but
So what?
they get them cushioned. They're cushioned points.
You're right, Mike. You're
Oh,
right.
we're up 3-1. Now we're up 6-1.
See,
Oh, look, Marner got 3 assists.
what I'm saying
It's like,
is this,
you know what I
okay?
mean?
What I'm saying is, everybody. Look, it's a legitimate point. Where are you going to get that 100 points? Where are you going to get that 38 goals from Tavares?
But you don't
Guys,
need to win
maybe-
the games by
exactly.
that margin.
You don't have to. Maybe you don't replace it by 1 guy. Maybe you replace it by 2 guys. Maybe by 3 guys. Dude, that's almost $20 million.
Exactly. With that money, you could get probably 4 guys.
Okay.
Yeah, committee, win by committee.
And maybe I'm crazy. I would say chill on what you get this year, because look at that list of next year.
Yeah. Let me ask you a question. How many 100-point players are on Florida?
Not 1.
Thank you.
I know, Mike.
You know what I mean?
How many did what's his name?
Kachuk
Barkov?
maybe got
No.
90,
No.
80, 90.
There's no 100-point players.
There's no 100.
And this
I
leads
think
me to my-
Kachuk gets maybe 100 sometimes.
So here's
You know
my
what I
next
mean?
point, Mike. Speaking of the Florida guys,
Yeah.
okay? Now we all talk about the free agents. Jenny, can you pull up that list of free agents, or Mike, whatever?
Oh, the free agents, yeah.
You got it.
Okay, so here we go. Okay, so this is my shtick. Sam Bennett is a free agent,
Mhm.
right?
Yeah. So what?
Okay, exactly. So, dude, this guy's gonna go ask for $10 million. He had 51 points this year.
Yeah, but
You would give you so
no. Do I give him 10? No, but he will get it.
from who?
Everybody.
Who's everybody? Name me somebody.
I find it crazy.
I think.
Who's gonna give a 50-point guy? I mean, where the hell are we going here?
Well,
guys?
here's the thing.
50
In
points,
Florida,
$10 million.
well, first of all, in Zito's thing, why should I break something that works?
No, because maybe he wants to go.
Right.
I don't see him wanting to go, but
Yeah,
I'm just saying.
and
I'm
then,
just talking.
You're gonna tell
hypothetically.
me that if Tree Living signs him, you'll be upset.
Who, me?
Yeah.
Not at 10 million. I'll be upset. Yes.
And what if he's the guy that gets you past round 2?
Mike, to think that let me explain something, okay? To think that Sam Bennett is going to go somewhere and be the guy to take you over, you're out of your marbles, all of you. Okay, you're crazy, all of you.
I
You're
think
crazy.
that I
My
honestly,
dogs are going crazy. I'm sorry.
yeah. So who's not going to give them that?
I'll tell
Like
you
at the end of the day, if I'm a GM, especially if they win the cup, and he was instrumental in it, there's going to be 31
Okay,
GMs
so Mike,
licking
let
their
me
lips.
ask you something. Let me ask you something. So let's say, just hypothetically speaking, so Chicago's going to offer him $10 million a year.
Well, Chicago's not a team that's.
San Jose.
Hang on. Okay, maybe those are teams that aren't looking at winning right now. So
that's my point.
yeah.
So not everybody's going to offer him $10 million.
Teams that believe they need toughness to be a real contender.
Okay, and one guy. So if he comes to Toronto, he takes us over the hump.
More so than you've been.
Yes. More than than Tavares.
More so than you've been.
Yeah.
That's the thing.
But
right?
my point,
like
50 points.
Yeah,
gets you $10
but it's
million.
again, it's no. I agree with you. I do.
I don't find it worth it.
I don't find it worth it either. But his agent is going to go by market value, and he's going to get it. That's the
well,
thing.
yeah, because in Toronto, first of all, we're going to have to give him way more than because it's a no state tax, right?
And you're going to never forget the fact. It's not just about who he's going to play with.
Mm-hmm.
So if you pair that guy with Matthew Nyes, now you've got like a line
Solid
that's
line.
Scary. You know what I mean?
No, I
now
understand.
people are going to look at the Leafs and be like, you know what I mean? Because that line is going to be rough. Add in another piece to that, and it's going to be like a Florida line.
Mike,
you know what
do
I
you
mean?
remember a few years ago when I said, this was what, maybe before the podcast. Okay, remember when I said to you, we need guys like Corey Perry. Remember when I said that?
Yeah.
Remember I said we need guys like Montour. Remember?
Yeah.
When he was in Buffalo. Remember I told you that? We
Yeah.
need guys like that.
Yeah.
Remember when I said we need guys like Evander Kane?
I remember.
When I said that?
I remember that.
You remember that?
Yes, I do.
Okay. Did you hear what? Listen to those names I just said.
Yeah.
Okay. Those are the type of guys that I think maybe, like I said, I could be so wrong. It's not even funny.
Yeah.
But that's what I think you need to win in today's hockey.
That's what you need. And this is a copycat league.
Yes.
So you know what? If Florida does it again, people are going to look at that and go, "That's the model."
Yeah.
I just can't believe they're actually talking about bringing it all back again.
Yeah, but think about Matthew Nyes. I love Matthew Nyes. I'll go like
right.
of all the Leafs, he's the guy I like.
Yeah, you're totally right.
And I'll tell you something. He's a 58-point player.
Yep.
And in my books, I'll give him 10 million right now.
Yeah, but him because you want to lock him up. Yeah.
58 points. 58
I
points.
just think
But I'll give him 10.
Yeah.
Look, I went and
I would
looked
go
at the
like
stats.
8, 5, 9, 9. Sorry.
I went to look at the stats of the Florida Panthers, like we
Okay.
were saying. And when you look at their lineup, you're right. The
Nobody.
most points was 81 by Sam Reinhart.
There you
See,
go.
Nick Suzuki got more points than these
Exactly.
guys.
You know,
Exactly.
but the whole team was producing.
Voilà.
Like,
That's it.
you
That's
have
what you need. See, that's why.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, almost 7 guys that hit the 50-point
There
mark.
you go.
There it is.
That's how you win
Yeah.
championships.
Well-
That's how you win championships.
Ask yourself this: when was the last team that had a super core 4 winning cups? Super core 4 like that. When was the last time?
Detroit,
It's a long time ago.
a long
Yeah,
time
it is a
ago.
long time
Chicago,
I mean, we could say Chicago and Pittsburgh.
1, 2, 3. Yeah, but there weren't like 4 forwards.
There's defensemen
Yeah,
involved.
Duncan Keith was in there, and
Seabrook and
Yeah,
guys
the-
like
it
that.
was like
Charmelson and
Yeah.
but it was Taves and Kane,
Taves and
the,
Kane.
and the 2 guys in the back.
Yeah, and then even with Pittsburgh, it was Gino
1,
and
2,
and
but there was
Sid,
the goalie
and there was Letang,
and
and
the
there
goalie,
was
yeah.
like, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
But I can't remember the last team that had 4
forward.
super forwards and won a bunch of championships.
Detroit.
That was a long
That was a
time
long
ago.
time
That
ago.
was pre-salary cap.
Yeah.
No.
Yes.
No.
uh,
When they were winning
Detroit?
those cups.
No, it was before. It was,
And even then, did you know that Ken Holland's rule on the
of
team
course, of
was
course.
that nobody on this team makes more than Nick Lidstrom?
sound familiar?
Yeah.
Right. So it's, dude, they weren't even making that much money. So the whole point of all of this is like
Team.
the New York Rangers have been trying to put all-star teams together every year
Oh, especially when there was
since
no cap.
since the 90s.
Especially when there was no cap.
And other than the one Mark Messier year, it never worked.
So Panarin's going to be a free agent.
Next year.
That guy's got no heart. He's an amazing
this
talent,
is
but he's
what I was
got
gonna
zero
say.
heart.
Like the rest of the league.
For
Yeah.
some reason, I had a feeling he had won the cup, but he did not win
No,
the
he
cup.
didn't.
No,
Oh, wait. No,
No,
he was.
No,
he
no.
didn't.
In Chicago. He didn't
No.
get one?
No, from
The
what
first
I
year in
saw-
Chicago?
No.
Check.
Yeah,
I think
from
he was
what
there the first year.
He did not win a cup.
Double check. I think he was there the first. I could be wrong.
that guy's incredible, but he's got zero heart.
Mike, like half the league.
Artemi Panarin has never won a Stanley Cup.
So he wasn't there. Okay.
Zero heart. As great as he is. To me, that's Marner 2.0.
Isn't that sad?
It is sad.
I really thought he had one, but he didn't.
Yanni, they don't care. They
Wow.
don't care. And it's sad to say they just don't care.
Dude, do you remember him in Chicago?
Of course.
What a fucking powerhouse that team
Yeah.
was that year.
Of course,
Mhm.
of course, I remember Chicago.
They had Hossa on the second line.
And let's look at the other teams that won around there, like the LA Kings. It was like Florida.
Yeah. The
The
committee.
and they won the what, 3? 2 or 3?
Two.
Two or
Two of
three?
them.
Yeah. And then who else? St. Louis Blues with Berube. Again, even Washington,
was
other than
fluky.
Ovechkin, it was a bunch of these guys.
Yeah. No, look, you can't deny that.
Even it's Tampa Bay had Kucherov. Yeah, you had Stamkos, but Stamkos, not the Stamkos of 60 goals. Stamkos, you had
Well,
they had
he's
the
still-
40 goal Stamkos.
Remember when he came in? Remember when he came back?
It's better
to
than
play
the
one shift?
fucking
Yeah.
fucking Nashville one.
Remember he
Yeah.
came back to play one shift and
Yeah.
scored.
And again, what
One shift.
yeah, but what really was the difference maker for that Tampa team? Vasilevsky. Yeah, 100 yeah, and Hedman and all
Yeah.
that shit. So the point is, this thing of stacking your forwards and trying to win by superstars up front,
Don't work.
it has worked in a
Doesn't
very
work.
long time.
That's not working.
And even that Detroit team had amazing defense.
Well, yeah.
You know who the perfect example for this was? The Dallas Stars back in the day.
Mike Modano.
Well, yeah, when Kerry Lettinen was their goalie, they couldn't stop a fucking puck, but they would score 8 goals a game.
Well,
But they won that one year because they brought in Brett Hull and they
I
had
know,
all that
but
crap.
for how long were they scoring 7 goals a fucking game
Yeah.
and not winning?
Yeah.
Didn't make any sense.
anyway, okay, let's move on a little bit because I want. You know what?
No apologies for Dwayne.
No. Hey, what the fuck did Dwayne do?
What was Justin Hall?
No.
No,
Hey,
okay.
that
Who's
that
the
was
other? Jake Gardner.
Jake Gardner. Campbell.
Campbell, yeah, he's making soup.
guys.
Fuck.
Before we go, I
Maybe
want
next
to
week.
ask a question, and maybe our listeners will write us and tell us what they think. Whatever. There's big rumors out there that this year is going to be a big year for offer sheets.
Mhm.
I'm going to ask a quick question. Maybe our listeners and our subscribers and whatever, guys, write us up, man. Check us out and write us up. Is it good for the game or not? What do you guys think, Mike?
I think it's fair game.
Well, I mean, yeah, it's a rule, right? You're
Yeah.
allowed to do it.
Do I think it's dirty pool a little bit? But if I'm willing to part with 5 first-round draft picks to bring a
Four
guy
or
in,
whatever, yeah,
4 or
four.
5, hey, you know what I mean? Like if it was good enough to offer Joe Sakic one back
That
in the
was
day,
years ago. Yeah,
still
yeah.
they offered Shea Weber was offered one back in the day.
Yeah. Philadelphia.
Yeah. So
No, I'm just saying. Do you think it's good for the game or not? Because there's some GMs that say it's rotten, it's dirty, and then some other guys are saying, "Hey, listen, man, it's part of the rules. I'm allowed to do it."
it is. I think that it's not the nicest move, but I think that
Okay,
it
but
should be. It's okay to be there.
Here's my question: if you're a GM of a team,
Yeah.
are you paid to be nice or are you paid to win?
Exactly. It's a business. And you know what? In business, if you work for a company and I want you, but you're under contract and I'm willing to buy out your contract or I'm willing to compensate your employer to have you on my team.
Yeah.
Hey, man.
Then I got to do it.
Yeah,
It's dog eat
you know?
dog, baby. Like
And at
Mom
the end of
Scott
the
said.
day, let's not forget something. The player doesn't have to accept.
No, that's right. I know.
So
that.
so
I
the
know that.
minute he accepts, the onus is on him
Yeah.
because he just showed that he's more
Well,
about
look
the
at
money
Aho.
than his team.
Remember Aho a few years ago here in Montreal?
You know,
Yanni, what do you think?
That's a perfect example. Aho. Okay. He signed at a discount.
Yo, that was a joke.
That was
Vettel.
just
Okay,
stupid. That was
hold on,
Bergevin
hold
being
on.
a dope.
But
Bergevin
this
was
is
a
where, okay, coming from Montreal, the whole brown envelope construction, all the other shit, okay?
Here's a blue boost, man.
How isn't it that these GMs don't work together? Okay, if I was a GM,
Together? What do you mean
listen,
by together?
listen, you run a team, I run
Okay.
a team, you run a team. You
Okay.
say, okay, guys, I'm gonna help you out. You're gonna help me out.
How does that help me?
Listen, you go and he wants to come play for you.
Okay.
All right, you know he wants to play for you. You offer him, I don't know, $6 million.
Okay.
I was gonna give him 8.
Okay.
I'm saving $2 million. Okay, but he accepts your offer.
Okay.
I say, okay, perfect. I'm gonna sign you for 6.
That's what the Carolina did with Aho.
Exactly. I'm surprised
The
this doesn't
owner
happen
even
more
said
often.
thank you.
Yeah.
Remember that, Mike? The
Yeah,
owner
'cause,
came out
like-
and said thank you.
Well,
to
that
Bergevin.
that smelled
dummy.
of collusion. You know what I mean?
Hold on. Is that called future considerations?
Yeah.
What are future considerations?
I don't know. I might want
I
a
never-
sandwich next
What is
year.
it?
Bro, I'm
all
starving. Give me a poutine.
Yeah.
Okay. The consideration. I
Does-
just considered you.
I think it all makes sense now.
Yeah.
Future considerations must be that.
Well, here's a bigger question I have about the offer sheets.
Yeah.
Who do you think is getting one? This
Oh,
year?
Mike, there could be so many.
I think
Everybody's talking about Matthew Nyes, and they're publicly saying it.
Yeah.
The Bruins want him. The Flyers want him.
I could see him on the Flyers.
the Leafs will match.
They're gonna
anything.
match it. But see, the thing is this:
Not if
if
they
you're gonna
get
do
Marner.
this, Sorry.
How are they going to do it if they sign Marner and Tavares?
Well, then they
want
won't.
Nah.
Then they won't be able to.
No, they won't. This is what I say. Okay, it's there. Yes, it's there. You can do it. You can do it. But my point is this, because I always use the Aho with the Bergevin thing. If you're gonna offer, if you're gonna give an offer sheet to a player, you have to handcuff the team that you're doing it to.
Of course, that's the whole
Right?
point.
That's the whole
Unless you're
point.
being friends.
Yeah, I think.
Yanni
I'm
with the
onto
Greek mob
something.
over
I'm
here.
onto
Yeah.
something here.
Huh?
Yeah.
Stracciamudandopoulos.
Yeah.
Let's go. Let's go.
Yeah.
No.
No, yeah, it doesn't work like that.
Well, you never know.
No, I agree with you, man.
You have to handcuff. I mean, I forgot what the number was, but I remember the owner of the Carolina Hurricanes saying to Bergevin, "Hey, bro, thanks."
Thanks.
Because I wanted to give him not more than what you just offered him.
Dude,
Thank you.
just think about we're talking about Bergevin, okay? Like, so he just even the Islanders
I'm
just
sure
told
he
him you're
got-
not good enough.
I'm
Well,
sure he got a brown envelope for it. Though.
I'm sure he got brown something, but listen, I don't know, man. I think Mason McTavish might get one. I think
Is he unrestricted?
yeah, restricted.
He's
I,
restricted.
Is he
I-
that good though?
I think there's a teams that would want him because he's 22 and he has a big upside.
Two first rounders.
Well, what is the price? What, Yanni, can you check
Depends
it out?
on each
I
person.
think it depends on the contract.
Yeah.
How many?
Is that right?
How many millions?
I think he's potentially going to get one. I think Noah Dobson will definitely get
Yeah,
one.
I could see
He's
100%.
restricted.
And he's
He's restricted.
your team should look at him.
My team.
No, but I'm telling you, as a blue liner,
From what I
that
saw
guy's
today-
got a lot of potential.
Please,
He's
Mike, don't
really
make me
good.
apologize again next week. I don't
Okay.
want to get mad. They said they might run it back again today. I'm like, you gotta be.
And then
shit.
there's also the UFA list. You know that the rumors are that Ekblad's coming to the Oilers. Did you know that
really
in the UFA list?
wow.
Yeah. So there's all kinds of things going on with all that, but
Ekblad?
Yeah.
Really?
but from an RFA perspective, the Oilers did it. Do you remember when they did it with Dustin Penner?
Of course. In Anaheim.
And they gave the Anaheim three first rounders, I think. And
I don't
but
remember.
Dustin Penner ended up being a 40 goal scorer on Edmonton in those years. I know
Was he?
because I was a fan.
What, he was 40 goals.
38, 30 around
Really?
those, yeah.
Because I know he laid an egg after that. He disappeared.
But
I don't remember that at all.
he did it. Brian Burke was the one that got handcuffed on that
Okay.
one.
I know.
So I found the compensation.
Okay.
From what I'm seeing, I don't know if it's for every team the same thing, but anyway.
Mm-hmm. What does it say?
So let's start with the 2 million to 5 million. let's
Okay, so
say.
it depends on the
All
money.
right.
Okay.
2 million to 5 million. Looking at our second round pick.
Okay, that's nothing. I'd give you that.
4 to 7 is a first and a third.
See,
7 to 9 is a
it's
first, a
about
second,
money.
and a third.
It's about money.
9 to 11 is 2 first rounds,
Okay.
a second round, and a third. And anything above 11.7
It's 4.
is 4 first rounders.
Jesus Christ. So us in the Leafs, we don't have a first rounder until 2028.
Yeah.
So we can offer it to anybody. Bro, when you're going to get it? When you're dead.
But I don't think any of the
When you
RFA
die,
none-
you get to pick.
none of the RFAs available will get over 11.7. That won't happen. So
Okay, so before we go, Mike, this is my crazy feeling that I have, okay?
Yeah.
And we're going to leave it at that. Leafs, if you're listening, Leaf fans, don't sign Marner. Don't sign Tavares. Keep your money next year and sign Connor McDavid. Okay, bye. Bye, everybody. Good night. No. All right, guys. Listen, cool show. Let's go watch the game because I'm dying to go watch the game.
Yeah.
Hopefully, you guys get it done tonight.
I hope so.
Yeah. So, guys, again, happy anniversary. It's our second one, man. I can't
Yeah.
believe 2 years have passed.
Year
so
2,
quick.
boys.
Thank you, everybody. Thank you so much for sticking around with a bunch of guys. And thank you to these guys. They've been around since day one. Red One Music, all your musical needs. Go see them at 2069 Chartier in Dorval. Give them a shout at 514-225-2226. You ask for Sergio. You ask for Tommy. You ask for James. You tell them that Mimo, Mike, and Yanni sent you from Puck Nation. They'll help you out. Guys, awesome. Thank you so much. We'll do it again next week. I'm off to
Really?
Halifax, so I'll be by. I should be back by Tuesday.
Sounds
Go
good.
Skinner.
Yeah. sorry.
I really have a feeling Campbell's coming.
Okay. Yanni, go have soup. Good night, everybody.
Bye.
We'll talk next week.